Hello guys, welcome to Step Ahead. Today we are going to discuss a problem called Detective S, and this problem was recently asked in a contest organized by IIT-Patna. So what is this? Let us discuss this problem and see what this problem says. So Detective S problem. There is a detective from Sinan. He has found a clue left behind by two overconfident criminals. And if you want to find the criminal, he is present at street K, and K is given by this, right? Let us see what is the input. Input is number of test cases and integer x and y, right? We know the value of x and y, so basically we need to calculate the value of b, and he needs our value, right? So let us see the different parts of the key. Most you can clearly see that it's a absurd equation, right? First of all, we can see that m is the maximum value of x and y, right? So m is the maximum value of x and y, right? And next important thing to discuss is floor, right? Floor means nothing but integral part, integral part of number. Suppose x is equal to 1, so floor is 3, right? Similarly, 1.71, so the floor of the number is 1. It can be related with the step graph, which you have must study in 11th to 12th. Let me draw it once again. What is step graph? This graph is known as the step graph, or you can say flow graph. So, flow graph, step graph is nothing but GIF of x, right? So how it graph was, if you remember, it was something like this, right? This is the graph of y is equal to GIF of x, right? So any value of x lying between this has value 1, and value lying between 2 to 3 has value 2, right? And remember that it is open here, right? It means that any value from close to open 3 has value 2. Similarly, any value close 3 to open 4 has value 3, right? Any value from close 3 to open 4, right, has value 3, right? So this is GIF of the number. Now let us see how to calculate the log of a number, right? Another important thing is log, right? So basically we need to calculate log 2 of n, right? So you know that it will be of the form of integer I plus fractional part, right? Let us denote it, right? We can write any number x as integer part, integral part plus fractional part. So I've written it in the same form only, right? So GIF of log 2 m means calculating the value of I, right? So basically we need to calculate the value of I. So we know that this is the property of log of nm is equal to a means that m is equal to na, right? This is the property of log. So we can write log 2m is equal to I plus f as m is equal to 2 I plus f, which I can further write it as 2 of I into 2 of f, right? M is 2 of f, right? So it is nothing but how many times m is divisible by 2 gives the value of I, right? Because m is multiple of 2 power I into some number, right? That be x. So m must be divisible by 2 power I, right? Right. Suppose let us calculate log 2 6, right? So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3, and further 3 divided by 2 will give 1, right, as an integer part. So we can see that we can divide this 2 times, right? 1 and 2. 1 is less than 2, right? So it will give 0. So the answer will be 2, right? And log 2 is nothing but 2 point something, right? Or we can also write it as we will write it as 2 star 2, and which is equal to 4, and 2 again we can multiply it with this 2 star 2 which is equal to 8, and right, so 1 star 2, right, is equal to 2, right? Suppose we start a number a by 1, right? We multiply it by 2, right, till it is less than or equal to the number, right? Suppose I take a number a is equal to 1, right? What I do is that while a is less than or equal to the number n, right? I will do, I will keep a variable here times how many times this loop has run. Initially it has value 0, and I will increase the value by 2, right? I will multiply it by 2. Because division and multiplication are reversed, we can do any of them, right? So suppose n is equal to 6, right? So initially a is 1, a is less than, right? A 1 is less than 6, so times value will increase by 1, right? Now the value will become 2, right? Again 2 is less than 6. Now the times has value of time is 2, right? Again 2 is less than, right? Now the value will be 4, right? So 4 is less than 6, so the times will be 3, and value of a will be 8, right? A is not less than 6, so the while loop will stop. So we can see that, or we can conclude that I will be equal to times minus 1, right? Let me take another example. Suppose n is equal to 8 and we need to calculate I, right? So which is basically 8 is equal to 2 power 3, so answer should be 3, right? What I will do is that I will say a is equal to 1 while a is less than or equal to n times plus plus a is equal to a star 2, right? So times 1 is less than 8, right? So times value will increase, it will become 1, right? and a will become 2, right? Now 2 is less than 8, right? 2 is less than 8. Again this will run, the value will become 4, right? Times will become 2. Again 4 is less than 8. This loop will run and time value of times will become 3. Now 8 is less than or equal to 8, right? Equal to condition is there. So the value will become 16 and times will be 4, right? So now the loop will stop, right? So you can see that times is equal to I plus 1, right? And therefore times minus 1 is equal to will give the value of I, right? Hence we have found the value of log 2m. Log 2m will be nothing, gf of log 2m will be nothing but times minus 1, right? I hope you have got this, or you can rewind and think about it again. Now let us see further part, right? So we have calculated log 2m and we need to run this program from n is equal to 0 to log 2m. This means that we need to run a for loop from n is equal to 2 to n less than or equal to log 2m and n plus plus, right? And then we need to run a for loop, right? So we have done this part. Now to power n we can easily calculate the power of the function. There is a power function predefined, also predefined in a library called a hashtag include cmath. It has a predefined function called pow and it takes two variable a comma b and gives output as a power b, right? So in this case we will give input as pow 2 comma n, right? And we will get 2 power n, right? So this part is solved. What does this part means? This part means nothing but integral part of x by 2 power n, right? And we x by 2 power n is nothing but the quotient, right? And we know that we get quotient as an integer only, right? So this is nothing but x by 2 power n. If x and 2 power n are integer, right? We know that when int by int condition is there, we get output as an integer. So we will always get output as an integer, right? What does this mod 2 means, right? You might be new to this term, so let me explain what does this mode means. Mode is nothing but a new way, way to get remainder, right? It's nothing but a new way to get remainder. Let me discuss. Suppose like 5 mod 2 is equivalent to 1, right? We get remainder output, right? It's suppose the it gives output as a remainder, right? Suppose I write 6 mod 2 is 0, right? Because the remainder is 0. 6 mod 8 is 3 is 6 only, right? Because the remainder we get is 6 when we divide it from 8, right? Similarly, dividing any 5 mod 8 will also give 5, right? Or so basically it this condition means that we need to divide this number by 2 and get remainder, right? So what we need to do is that x by 2 power n remainder 2, right? This is what we need to do. And similarly, in this case, we need to replace x by y, right? And then we will multiply all these three terms and then we will add them using for loop, right? This is the whole thing we require to do in this question. So now let us program it, right? So this is the question. And one more thing you can notice is that if m is equal to 0, we need to print 0. This condition is given because log 2 0 is infinity, right? And m is equal to maximum of x and y means that both x and y are 0 because x and y lies between this range only, right? So when x and y are 0 or m is equal to 0, we need to print 0, right? Now let's print the code. Let me take it there only. So let me write int main return 0, right? So first of all we need to take the input test cases integer t, int while t minus minus. It means that we need to run the program 3 times, right? Now we need to take two integers, integer x comma y, right? And what I need to do is that I need to declare an integer m having maximum, and we can use a predefined function called max x comma y. And what this max function do is that it returns the maximum value of x comma y, which will be stored in m, right? And now I have the value of m. Now what I need to do is that I write it here, and is the maximum value of x and y, right? Now we need to calculate integral part m, right? So I can write a function. So let me declare integral part by a, and let me define a function solve, which will take input as m, and let me just define the function above only, right? So the integer, it will return integer solve integer m, it will take input as m. If you are new to the programming and doesn't know about function, I will soon make a video on functions, right? Or you can also write the same function inside the this loop only. So let me tell you what we need to do is that I will declare an integer answer is equal to 1, right? Answer is equal to 1 as I discussed, and I need to keep a variable to keep a check on how many times program has run, right? Let me name it as times. What I will do is that while answer is less than or equal to m, my program will run, and what I will do is that I will increase the value of times, right? And I will update answer as answer star 2, right, as I discussed. And what I do need to do is that I need to return times minus 1, right? So this will return an value to this solve function, and the value will be stored in a, right? So this is the integral part, right? Now what I need to do is that I need to run it I need to run the program till integral times for I integer I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to a I plus plus, right? I am running the for loop, right? I will also dry run it. Let me write the code once, right? If you are not understanding, I will discuss by using pen, right? So what I will do is that I will declare an integer p1 which will be the power of 2 comma I, right? So for easy understanding, let me replace I by n only because in question it is mentioned as n. So I will do integer p1 is equal to 2 power n, right? And I will declare another integer p2, which is the second part of our question, which is nothing but calculating x dividing by p1, right? It's nothing but p1 and then dividing it by 2 to get the remainder, right? So this is our second answer, and let me declare an integer p3, right, which is nothing but y divided by p1 and then remainder 2, right? What is the remainder? Now let me declare an integer final answer, right, which is equal to 0 initially. And what I will do is that final answer is equal to final answer plus p1 star p2 star p3, right? This is what we all need to do. And what I will do is that after outside for loop I will do cout final answer, add a final answer, and let me do endl and the line. And one condition we forgot, when m is equal to 0, let me add that. If m is equal to 0, what we have to do is that we have to see out 0 l, right? And that's all we need to do. And what I can do is that let me add else here, so this program will not run when m is equal to 0, and this program will probably stop at here, right? This will be condition for while, right? So that's all. Let me just run the code and check whether I'm getting right output or not. So I'm getting wrong answer. So what's the one? Why maybe uninitialized? Let me see what is the problem. I have declared it, right? What's the problem? Okay, I haven't taken them as an input, right? I have to take x and y as an input, right? Let me just again run this. So, right, our test case 0 is right, which is in the portion. Let me just submit the code, and yes, I need to submit the code. So yes, I have scored a complete 10. So now let us discuss what I have done, right? So let me just copy the program. I saw this program right in the contest. We'll see. So now let us discuss what I have done, right? Let me just take screenshot here. So what I have done is that I have taken input initially, integer x and y, and then if I have calculated m, maximum value of x and y, and if m is equal to 0, what I have done is I have done cout. If m is equal to 0, then cout will be 0, and else this program will run. Let us see what is this program, right? So firstly I calculated the integral part, which I discussed how to get, right, in the earlier part of the video, and I declared my final answer, initialize the final answer with 0, right? So what I did next was, let me just take another screenshot. Right, let us see. So what I need to do is that for n is equal to 0 till integral part, I need to run this program, right? I need to do summation, right? So that's what I did. From n is equal to 0 till its integral part, I run the for loop, which means that I keep on running this loop again and again, right? And then I calculated, this is our P1, this is our P2, and this is our P3, right? And you can see that 2 power n and 2 power n and 2 power n are same, right? So I need to use P1 3 times, right? So I declared P1, I founded its value using predefined function pow in hashtag include cmath, and then I calculated P2, which was nothing but x by P1, right? And then finding its remainder with 2, which was nothing but this whole part, x by P1 and mod 2, right? And then P3 was this, I need to divide y by P1 and then finding its remainder when divided by 2, right? And what I do is that I need to do the summation, I need to add all the values. So in the end I kept on adding the values again and again. Final answer was the previous final answer plus adding the new answer which I am getting, and right, and then I did see out final answer, right? So this was the whole concept regarding this problem, and this problem was mainly difficult because of this equation, and I hope you have got a fair idea to how to decode the equation by step and understanding each part. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked the video. In case you have any doubt, please write it below in the comments and I will surely answer it. Thank you for watching video in this video. Goodbye.